Hey there, hope you're doing well. I know that you were talking to me about getting a DSLR camera, and so I know I shared some info with you, but I just want to sort of follow up recap with this video, and so I hope it's helpful. Let's see here. This is my T4i Canon, and the reason that I got this was because I had been taking pictures in church, and so this was pretty similar to the camera that I had been using, and so it seemed like it was a nice continuation of the experience that I had. I was able to pick it up and have a reference point, and it's nice that a Canon is common enough that you're going to find other people using it, and so it is you're going to find like more people who are able to give you some tips, who know the equipment you're using, and then also because lenses work with the Canon lenses work with Canon cameras. It's nice that you're able to swap things out and borrow things from other people's that have it. I'm actually this lens here I borrowed from my sister, so that was nice. So I didn't have to go ahead and buy a whole new lens. I was just able to use hers that she wasn't using. And what else? And I think I've made mention in another post or something I maybe shared with you, is that I feel like a camera, the more I'm using it, the more I'm realizing is it's just like a light box. It's just something that's capturing light and shadow, and so that you can share it. And so I don't think that necessarily, my model in particular really means a whole lot. There's certainly been newer models, and there have been some older models too. And so, I can't remember if you've bought yours yet, but if you're still kind of thinking about it or in the process, I'd say just buy whatever's in your price range, whatever seems good to you. And then the thing that I think really matters the most is, because this is just a light box, this is just the body. The thing that really matters more than anything is the lens, because this is the thing that's going to be capturing that light and shadow, and it makes sort of all the difference what the lens is able to capture and the quality with which it's able to capture it. And when picking a lens, I think a lot of it comes down to what do you want to be taking pictures of. And I know, at least for me, kind of starting out, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be taking pictures of. I want to take pictures of everything. But with that in mind, yeah, it can be tricky if you pick a lens that kind of limits you. So the first lens that I got was a 50 millimeter, and this is really nice for capturing a nice depth of field between the subject and the background. But there's no zoom on this lens, and even sort of the perspective it gives you is just kind of limiting, I find. So I mean, it's a great lens, it's great for what it does, but it's pretty limited at the same time. So I borrowed two lenses from my sister. One of them was a 18 to 55 millimeter here. This does have a little bit of a zoom on it, and I just find, of the lenses that I have, this one seems to be the most versatile. It's not going to give you quite the nice image that the 50 millimeter is, but really, for me, it's more not always about getting the best image. It's really just about be able to capture something. I see something and I want to be able to share it, so I want to be able to get that picture, and so most of the time this does the job. So yeah, versatile lens. And then I've got this, let's see, 75 to 300 millimeter. This is definitely like has been a must for me when it comes to capturing like any sort of wildlife or birds, because those are never like ever close to you, so you got to get farther away to get a picture. But again, this is limiting because it's kind of set, always kind of it does have a zoom, but even when it's like as close as you can get it, it's still gonna be putting you pretty far away. So if you got something that's more close up, you're stuck. So yeah, figure out, get an idea of what you want to be taking pictures of, what lens is going to be best for you, and again, maybe think about a lens that's going to be the most versatile. Will probably be the best. And so you've got your body, you've got your lens. Now, just some other checklists to be aware of and think about is on the listing from the buyer. Just check and see what they are including, and see if it's going to be including a battery and or a battery pack. And if it has both of those things, then you're all set. But if it only says battery, make sure that you buy yourself a battery pack like this, or this is just this is like a off-brand battery pack. And because yeah, the worst thing is you get the camera and it's either not charged at all, or you run out of charge and then you don't have any way to charge it. And so yeah, make sure that you have a way to charge your battery. And then another thing that I message you and let you know is make sure that you have, this is going to be mirrored and backwards, at least it is in my image here, maybe it corrects when it puts out, but make sure that you have the proper SD card. I know I've seen people make the mistake, and I would have made the mistake if I haven't seen it for myself, where I had some SD cards around and I tried to put in the camera, and some of them worked, some of them didn't work. And so you want to make sure that you have the right SD card that will work with your camera. And I think it really comes down to the rating. You want to pick an SD card that has a 10 rating. It's going to be like a little 10 with a sort of a circle around it. And then you want to look at the speed. I don't know so much about that, but mine's at least an 80 millimeters, 80 megabytes per second. And so maybe at least don't go lower than that. And then you know, I think you can, you know, kind of make your own judgment on the storage space. But with the price now, I wouldn't go any lower than a 16, but even a 32 gigabytes will shouldn't cost you too much, and you know that will make sure that you have plenty of space and you don't run out of memory, because that's just no fun to get out there or wherever you are and be ready to take the shot and you don't have the space and you have to worry about in the moment trying to delete photos. So yeah, if you make sure that you have a decent amount of space, then you'll be covered. And so those are the main things. And then you also just want to make sure that once you have all that and you're all set to take your photos, that you have some means of actually manipulating those photos that you're taking. And so I use Photoshop. That's a pretty common one, but that you do have to pay for that. So, but unfortunately, you don't have to pay for a photo editing software. There are some other options out there. And so I had mentioned to you, GIMP is just one that I've heard a lot about, fairly common, so that would probably be a good one to check out. That one you have to download, but then there is another program that's Photopea, and that one is just on the web. And I haven't tried using a raw file with that, but I would like to think that you can. But that's just another option. I'm sure there's other options too for what you can do for your photo editing software. But yeah, definitely want to keep in mind what software you're using, because that's the thing that you'll be able to use to take those photos and be able to manipulate them and save them and share them. Not so much ASU. You can definitely use your camera and just save them all out as JPEGs, and you technically don't have to do any editing. That's definitely one way of doing it, so by all means. But if you are going to be shooting in what's referred to as RAW, which kind of just gives you sort of all the the data on the picture and gives you the most flexibility with editing your photos, then you will want to have some software that allows you to manipulate that file and then be able to save it as a JPEG so you can then go and share it. Excuse me. So I think that's all that I have to share. I hope that you find this helpful, and please feel to let me know if it was, and if you have any sort of other comments for me based upon what I shared. And so yeah, I am excited for you starting out with photography. It's super rewarding as long as you just take your time with it, and again, just not worry so much about the quality and just worry about just capturing a thoughtful image and one that represents you and your way of seeing things is, I think, just the most important thing. And I'm sure you'll definitely be able to do that. So I look forward to your progress and just hearing from you and just seeing all your awesome photos. So that's all. You take care, and bye.